this. Yeah, I've been waiting on this. I ain't taking my shot on this.
Welcome back, Lisa Gang. Thank you guys for tuning in for another story time. So this is actually part 2 of the first, not the first story time, but the actual video where I'm sharing that my BD actually tried to be my tried to make me his alibi. So before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe and press that notification bell button so you can stay up on the latest story time videos. Also, I discuss about God. I have girl chat, mom chat, my lifestyle, all that good stuff, so you don't want to miss out on those topics when I drop. So let's get into it. I also want to give out a disclaimer because yes, I believe in God. I'm a Christian. I love Jesus. And the whole reason for my story times is we all got a past. We all have a story to tell. And so the reason why I'm pushing out these story time videos is so people can know my past, where I came from, where I am today, and where I'm headed, where I'm going. The Lord wants me to share my testimonies, share my stories, tell people about myself, tell people who I am, where I came from, the traumas, the trials, the tribulations, all of it. Even when it's dirty, even when it's tough, rough, it's still my life and where I came from. And I'm sharing with y'all the good news of what God has brought me out of. So like that meme say, prepare to be sick of me, okay? So I'm sharing my story. I ain't here to bash nobody, talk about nobody, belittle anybody. What's done is done. I used to be ashamed to even think like this was me, this is where I came from. But God is so good. He reminds me this is where I came out of it, and I'm a new creation in Christ. So ain't no shame in my game. Been there, done that, and I'm here to testify and bring y'all the good news. So I just thought I wanted to, let y'all know that, because I don't need nobody, saying, well, why she doing story times? Ain't she saved? But it is what it is. People gonna talk regardless. But anywho, so this segment of the story is basically, it's part 2, but it gets a little bit more weirder as time goes on, and I'm already feeling some type of way. I'm like fear for my life. I'm scared for my children. I don't know what's going on, what's going to happen. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. But I have my now fiance. He's with me at this time. He's getting me through it. He's helping me. He's being encouraging. He's just good. He's still good. But anyway, BD, I'm gonna call him D. D, he's still in jail. And at this time, I'm hearing he's about to get out. His cousin is letting me know that he's about to get out. But before he gets out, he decides to send me a letter. And in the letter, it's basically telling me that he's going to do right. He's going to do right by me and the family, by the kids. He wants to one day marry me. Mind you, we actually separated. I decided to cut ties with him, even though we still got children together. But I was just done with the drama. I made it very clear that I didn't want to be with him anymore, and we weren't together the whole time he was in jail. So he sends me the letter. The letter is telling me he wants to do right. He wants to be a family. He wants to go to church. He wants to get married. And so it's not moving me. It's not moving me. I take the letter. I read it entirely. Read the letter. And so I tore it up because it was a bunch of lies on the paper. It just was like the more that I thought about it, I was like, I don't deserve this. I've been through too much, and he's not going to change. It's like you conning your lies. At this point, you're just trying to tell me anything to get me to stay. You already sent the public defender at me to get me to be your alibi when you know doggone well that you wasn't home the night of questioning. I don't know what you were doing. I wasn't saying anything. I just told him I wish to not be his alibi. That was that. Then you try to get me and the other baby mama to come see you in court when we had this whole triangle of fighting and you going back and forth. Yvette, you Jody type thing, and she what's her name? What her name was that? What her name was? She was Peanut. I'm done. I was done. So the letter was the icing on the cake. So I knew I was done. But that happened. I tore the paper away, tore the paper up, threw it away. Then I get another call from him while he's in there asking me did I get the letter, and I was like, yeah, I got the letter, and I tore it up. And he didn't have no other words. It was what it was. He just knew, like, I don't think he knew entirely that he knew he lost me at this point. It was still kind of like, oh yeah, she's still mad. I'm gonna see what else I could do to get to win her back. But that's what I felt like it was. So not too long after that, he gets out. His cousin calls me and say, oh, I'm finna bring him home. I'm like, why is you bringing him here? I told y'all I'm not with him no more. He can't come back here. She's like, Lisa, please, I don't know where else to take him. Whatever. I say, okay, well, he could come. He could get his stuff and you could take him wherever he need to go. So mind you, at this time, I'm home. My brother is there. And my friend is there. My friend from high school, she's there. And at that time, I'll let her stay for, it was crazy. My brother was staying there and my friend was staying there. So they was there. So honestly, I just thank God that they were there, because in our relationship, it became very abusive for some years. And I still chose to stay with him while he was putting his hands on me. And these are the things that I was seeing my mom go through. So it's learned behavior. It's learned behavior, and generational curses continue to chase after different generations until somebody finally decide, this ain't right. They wake up, I'm gonna break this. I'm gonna be the chain breaker. I'm gonna be the bear of the breach in the family. So repair of the breach, sorry. So he gets there, and like I said, I thank God that my brother and my friend was there, because I really felt like, because he knew he had to leave, I had his stuff packed up, he got there, I really thought if my brother and my friend wasn't there, he would have literally physically hurt me if I was there by myself. And I felt that in my spirit. That's when you have discernment. When he got there, he was mad, and he was trying to play it off like he wasn't mad because he knew my brother and my friend was there. He couldn't do nothing, so he was talking his mess. It was a TV there that he got from somebody that stole the TV, but the TV was there, and he was like, oh, well, I need to take my TV then. So I was like, at that time, I was, cussing, whatever. That's not me now, but I was like, B, take the TV. I don't care. Like, take it. Take this TV. At that point, I was like, take whatever you need to get and just go. He didn't take the TV. He was just talking his little mess and laughing all that in one flurry too, because he knew he had to go, and he knew it was nothing he could do about it. So he took his stuff. He left. I don't know where he went at. I thought he went with his mom or whatever, but it was like, whatever. I don't care. Just go. He finally goes. I'm relieved that he's gone, because I'm like, I know he was mad, and I know he would have done something to me if I was by myself. But yeah, so he gone. And so now at this time, I'm trying to better myself. I was a high school dropout. I did not complete high school, so I decided I wanted to go to a technical school and get my GED. Enroll, and I started going to the schools called Lindsay Hopkins. I was going there. I didn't have a car anymore, so I was getting on the train and catching a bus to school, and my kids would be there with my brother. It's crazy because now at this time, now I'm really feeling some type of way, because now everywhere I go, every time I'm out of the house, it's either somebody that knows him that's popping up in my peripheral and coming to see about him, or it's himself popping up out of nowhere. I'm like, what is this? Like, why are you popping up everywhere I go? I come home, you walking right into me. It was one particular time where I get off the train, I'm coming back from school, and I'm walking home, and he's walking right towards me. I'm, just walking like la la la, walking, and he just walking towards me. And I'm like, what is he doing here? He walking towards me, and like he's like flicking my hair like this while he walking towards me, and I'm like, don't touch me. I tell him literally, don't touch me, and he's walking off from me. And so I don't know, I guess he felt that I was finna stop and be, what's up? Why are you here? What you doing? Well, no, it was given very much, why are you being weird? Why are you walking towards me? Why are you over here? Like, you barely wanted to be home when we were together, but now we're not together, and I'm seeing you everywhere I go. So it's giving me kind of stalker vibes, like, why are you here? Even when I would take my oldest son, he was in elementary school at the time, I would walk my son to school, he would be popping up in front of the school. And because of the things that he was getting into, it was making me fearful for myself and my children. So I was basically letting him know, like, I don't want you around us because of the things that you were putting us in and what you were doing. That's what got you in jail that time. So I was like, you need to respect that. And I'm like, bruh, why you keep popping up? One day he calls me and he tells me that one of his homeboys got unalived, and 2 and 2 ain't adding up. Like, okay, so now he calls. He says his homeboy got murked. I'm like, okay, you're telling me this because, oh yeah, I just want to come get my kids and take them to the park because, yeah, he want to spend time with his kids. So I'm like, okay, you call me because your homeboy got murked and you want to come get the kids and take them to the park and spend time with them. In my mind, I'm like, that does not make sense that you want to come get my children from my home to go to the park and spend time with them because your homeboy got murked. And this is your same homeboy that you spent the majority of your time with. Y'all spent majority of the time doing whatever y'all was doing, and you expect me to allow my then 4-year-old and 1-year-old to go with you to a public place where people are possibly looking for you now because people already was putting your name in this whole situation. That's why you went into custody. And so now you want me to be sympathetic for you to take my children, feel bad for you, and let you take my children with you, and something could possibly happen to them. No, that was not going to happen. I was not doing that. So I let him know. I said, you really think I'm going to let you take these children out of the house and your homeboy just got murked? And you don't think you may be next? No, I know that's not happening. I'm not doing that. So I just hung up. He didn't have nothing to say. So I hung up because that's insane to me. And so when I heard those words and he let me know, I go downtown and I try to get a restraining order. I go and I tell myself, okay, he need to stay away from me. He already making me feel like he's stalking me. He popping up everywhere I go. He called me with this news about his friend getting murked. I need to do whatever it is I need to do to make sure that I'm safe and my children safe. So that was one of my thoughts, that I should go and get a restraining order. So I go get the I go to the office to try to get it done. And they're asking me questions about, oh, have you been abused? Has he been physically abusive? What's going on? So I let them know, like, I feel like I'm in fear for my life. The abuse wasn't recent. They went off that, and I told them what was going on with him. He went to jail. He got out due to attempted murder case. And they took all that into play, and basically they denied the restraining order because the abuse was not recent. And I'm telling them I'm in fear for my life. So I'm thinking to myself, so what if something do happen? So it's just gonna happen, and this could have been prevented, but y'all want to deny the restraining order. That was crazy. But I honestly believe that they still send some type of paperwork, because I didn't tell anybody that I was doing the restraining order. I just went, and then all of a sudden his mom pops up and asks me about the restraining order. And I'm like, how do you know this? I guess the paperwork came to her house, because that's where his address, his name is, his mailing address is, at his mom's. And so she came, she like, what's going on, Lisa? Why you doing this? And I say, listen, it's some things that you don't know what's going on with your son, and I'm in fear for my life because of the stuff that he's put us through. And she acting like she understood, but I'm pretty sure he was like telling her, oh nah, she tripping, ma, like she nothing going on, blah blah. But you know your son was just in jail for attempted murder. He got to be doing something. So it's like with, narcissistic men and their mamas, they be both narcissistic. And I don't have time for that. So that was going on. And then not only that, my new man, he moved in. Now all of a sudden I end up pregnant. And this is why I say I think he still had some type of something in his mind made him think that he could still win me over, because he sees me. He go again, popping up. I'm walking with my sons back from school. At this time I'm pregnant, but he doesn't see that. He doesn't see my stomach. But I'm walking from school, from picking my kids up from school and walking home with them, and he popping up in a car now. And I'm like, what the heck is you popping up for again? Like, you popping up again, and now you got the audacity to ask me for a ride. Ask me for a ride like you trying to be funny, because I'm walking now and you feeling like, oh, I'm up now and you kicked me out. So now look at me, you walking and I'm driving, asking me for a ride. I said, no, I don't need a ride. I'm real close to the house. No, thank you. He drives off. And then in another situation, I'm home and he wants to come see the kids. I let him get the children, and this time my stomach is out and he sees my stomach and it's out there. And so he sees me and then he starts laughing. So I was like, okay, yeah, you still had in your mind that you still could get me. But it was done. It was over with. And it's just a lot of drama. A lot of drama. And I say also stalker vibes, because I now all of a sudden, now you out, I'm getting a bunch of restricted calls. People on the phone playing on my phone, acting like you calling for me. It was a mess. Restricted calls, popping up, walking up on me, driving up on me. People that are your friends popping up looking for you, coming to the house, popping up at my school that I go to. So yeah, I had every right to go to the office and try to get a restraining order because it was weird. It was very weird. I felt so unsafe. So yeah, even my fiance was like, he wasn't surprised if he was sitting outside of my house at night to see who coming back and forth out of the house. So yeah, it was just very weird and crazy. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. Stay tuned for the next video, y'all. I got more story times to share. Also, the moral of the story. Also, I'm going to continue to say this. When you go outside of the will of God and be with somebody that God has not called you to be with, it is not going to work out. It's going to be constantly red flag after red flag after red flag, especially with somebody who is not loyal, trustworthy, narcissistic, a lot of chaos. And when you are not whole and you grow up with daddy issues, mother issues, you don't have a good foundation of family relationships, you're going to be very vulnerable and looking for love in all the wrong places. If you ain't right with yourself, if you're not right with God, don't go looking for a man. Get yourself together, get healed, and allow God to show you who your spouse is. I sure wish that was my situation because I'm still paying for it today because I got children with this person. But I thank God for my children still because they have been with me. They grew up with me and I love them. And I thank God that they were there because if I was not with my children, if I was not pregnant with my son, and I won't share this story time too because my mom, she was not right. She was going through what she was going through. She ended up she ended up unaliving herself when I was pregnant with my first son. So it's a lot to cover with my life, a lot of story times to come. So stay tuned. Tell me what y'all think. Like this video, comment, subscribe, press that notification bell button, and thank y'all so much for watching. Love y'all. See y'all later. Bye.